We've learned why atoms bond, how valence electrons matter, and why stable outer shells drive reactions. Now we'll apply those ideas to ions, how atoms gain or lose electrons, become charged particles, and begin forming ionic bonds. Atoms form ions when gaining or losing electrons helps them reach a more stable electron arrangement. Noble gases are already stable because their outer shells are full, and many atoms move toward that kind of configuration. A metal atom, such as sodium, can become stable by losing its single outer electron. After losing that negative electron, it has more protons than electrons, so it becomes a positive ion, Na+. A nonmetal atom, such as chlorine, does the opposite. It gains an electron to complete its outer shell, giving it more electrons than protons, so it becomes a negative ion, Cl-. This electron gain or loss is the step that makes ionic bonding possible. When an ion forms, the electrons change, but the nucleus does not. Take sodium. A neutral sodium atom has 11 protons and 11 electrons, so its charges balance. Its outer shell has one electron, and losing that electron gives sodium a stable electron arrangement. After the loss, sodium still has 11 protons, but only 10 electrons. That leaves one extra positive charge, so sodium becomes Na+, a cation. This is why many metals form positive ions. They tend to lose outer electrons rather than gain several more. The key point is that losing electrons does not keep an atom neutral, it makes it more positive. Sodium also shows how electron arrangement connects to stability. A neutral sodium atom is arranged 2, 8, 1. That single outer electron is much easier to lose than it would be to gain 7 more. Once sodium loses it, the outermost occupied shell has 8 electrons, matching a stable noble gas arrangement. Because one negatively charged electron has been removed, sodium now has one more proton than electrons overall. That gives it a 1 plus charge, written as Na+. Magnesium and calcium show the same pattern for group 2 metals. Each atom has 2 electrons in its outer shell, and those 2 outer electrons are relatively easy to remove. When magnesium loses both, it becomes milligram 2 plus. When calcium loses both, it becomes Ca2 plus. The 2 plus charge does not mean 2 protons were added. It means 2 negative electrons were lost, leaving the atom with 2 more protons than electrons. After that loss, the remaining electrons form a full outer shell, which is more stable. That is why group 2 metals commonly form 2 plus ions. Let's connect this to the written symbol. A neutral sodium atom has 11 protons and 11 electrons, arranged as 2, 8, 1. When sodium loses its one outer electron, the remaining electrons are arranged 2, 8, the same stable pattern as neon. The nucleus still has 11 positive protons, but only 10 electrons remain. So the ion has one more positive charge than negative charge, and we write it as Na+. Symbolically, sodium forms Na+ and releases one electron. For metals, this is where valency connects to charge. The number of electrons lost becomes the positive charge of the cation. Lose one electron, form a plus 1 ion. Lose 2 electrons, form a plus 2 ion. Now let's switch to negative ions or anions. Nonmetal atoms often have outer shells that are almost full, so they become more stable by gaining electrons instead of losing them. Chlorine has 7 electrons in its outer shell. When it gains one electron, the shell becomes full and chlorine becomes a chloride ion, Cl-. Because it has gained one extra electron, it has one more negative charge than positive charge, giving it an overall charge of -1. Oxygen needs 2 electrons to complete its outer shell, so it forms O2 minus. Fluorine, like chlorine, gains 1 electron and forms F minus. The charge tells you how many electrons were gained. Here's that charge idea in a simpler form. Fluorine has 7 valence electrons, so it needs 1 more to complete its outer shell. When it gains 1 electron, it becomes fluoride F minus. Oxygen has 6 valence electrons, so it needs 2 more. When oxygen gains 2 electrons, it becomes oxide O2 minus. The negative charge counts the extra electrons gained. One gained electron gives a minus 1 charge. Two gained electrons give a minus 2 charge. This is how nonmetals form stable anions. The important role for anions is that every added electron contributes one negative charge. Nonmetals such as chlorine, oxygen, and fluorine often have outer shells close to full, so gaining electrons helps them reach a stable outer shell. Chlorine gains 1 electron, completes its octet, and forms Cl-. Oxygen gains 2 electrons and forms oxide with a 2- charge. In each case, the anion has more electrons than protons. That electron gain both creates the negative charge and improves stability. The key difference between cations and anions is what happens to electrons. When an atom loses one or more electrons, it has more protons than electrons, so it becomes positively charged. That is a cation, like sodium forming Na+. Metals often do this because losing outer electrons gives them a stable arrangement. When an atom gains electrons, it has more electrons than protons, so it becomes negatively charged. That is an anion, like chlorine forming Cl-. Nonmetals often do this because gaining electrons completes their outer shell. Once opposite charges form, they attract each other. That attraction is the ionic bond. So remember, cations are positive because they lost electrons. Anions are negative because they gained electrons. To wrap up, ions form when atoms transfer electrons to reach stable outer shells. Metals lose electrons and become positive cations, such as sodium, magnesium, and calcium ions. Nonmetals gain electrons and become negative anions, such as chloride, fluoride, and oxide ions. Opposite charges then attract, creating ionic bonds and building ionic compounds in regular structures. As you continue, practice predicting ion charges from electron arrangements, then use those charges to write balanced ionic formulas and explain their properties.